Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Et bonsoir.
Well, bonsoir.
Dear friends, who is this gorgeous, sensual, beautiful, electric, passionate, charismatic, one of the best leaders of the world? Who is she? Before I answer to this question, I believe she deserves a big heart.
Oh, how sweet. Well, thank you.
Well, and I'm going to help you
Oh my God.
to put it on. Typically, I would rather take it off, but in this case, I would put it on. Dear friends, this is the fantastic leader of Napa Valley. Dear friends, the world of America and Napa Valley has never been better
Wow.
since this irresistible, beautiful lady has taken the leadership, president, CEO of the Napa Valley Vintners. I'm humbled, but not really. I'm just energized to be with the fantastic, I've been a secret admirer, she knows that, now I'm a public admirer, of the phenomenal Linda Reiff. So for you, Linda.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Apollo 11! Woo!
Well, Jean-Charles, thank you so much for having me finally. I've been begging to come on here for 2 years.
Well, you finally got the right shoes and the right socks. Dear friends, are you ready to see something exciting?
I need to tell them that when I found out it was going to be in the red room, I knew you were going to step it up and wear a sparkly jacket. So I'm wearing my sparkly boots and
Ooh
my
la
red
la.
socks just for you. And these have a peace sign.
Well, we need to pull the other legs,
Oh, well,
if
we
I
need
may.
the other leg. Oh
We
my
need
God.
both legs.
Okay, here's the peace sign.
If I would have thought I would have the honor with you, dear friends, to touch Linda's legs live.
And watch out because the boots are very pointy.
Ooh, but
Yeah.
they're gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
I'm very, very big
Well,
fan.
now my heart matches my socks.
That's it. And dear friends, for Linda, I put crocodile, leather, and the JCB socks, as you could see, as always.
Those are quite worn. You might need to sell some more wine so you can get some more shoes.
Well, I was tripping on my way down from the Crystal Cellar in excitement. So, Linda, let's have a
cheers.
toast.
I know. A toast to the launch of Collective Napa Valley.
Before we even do this, I want to have a toast to your leadership.
Oh, thank you.
Linda, to all the ladies and gentlemen in the world, and specifically the ladies, you exemplify the ultimate leadership of one of the most powerful, unique, phenomenal region in the world, California and Napa Valley. There's no equivalent, dear friends, of a Linda Reiff around the world. And I'm part of most of the region of importance on this planet, and Linda is the best. So how did that happen?
Well, thank you. That is very sweet of you, very kind. Thank you. Cheers.
Santé. You may not see because of the light, but she has gorgeous, deep, powerful, magnetic blue eyes. So we had to pick cabaret because maybe Linda will be dancing for us later.
I highly doubt that.
Crazy horse.
So I'm teasing you. Thank you for asking me to come. And I know I've been putting this off for a while, but I'm here today with some fantastic news.
Aha.
And that is the launch of our new Collective Napa Valley. So
what is Collective
Napa Valley? Some folks may know, some of your viewers and fans and followers may have heard of Auction Napa Valley, which was the big fundraiser that we put on every June for 40 years
Wow.
to have a lot of fun and raise money and donate it to worthy causes in the community.
And how much have you raised so far?
We reached a beautiful milestone of $200 million that we have given to the community, all in the areas of healthcare and children's education.
Quite amazing.
And after 40 years, we thought it was time to wrap that up,
Yes.
end that fantastic chapter, and take the time during the pandemic to come up with something new and innovative as a way to bring wine enthusiasts together and to do good throughout the year.
And that's very daring to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to revamp one of the most successful auction in the world.
Yes.
So what triggered that within you? What made you think it should happen?
Well, a number of things. And as you know, the Auspice de Beaune inspired Auction Napa Valley.
Yes.
And Auction Napa Valley inspired hundreds of charity wine auctions here in the United States.
Yes.
National causes on down to the little local school fundraiser. And really there was a saturation of these events throughout the U.S. We're proud and we're honored that we helped to inspire those. We're so glad that wine is raising money to do good things for good causes and in many communities. But it was time, as always, for Napa Valley to be leaders and to come up with a new way of bringing wine enthusiasts together, to have fun, to learn about wine, and to do good. Meanwhile, Auction Napa Valley had some challenges. It had become quite glitzy. It was also very limited in terms of the number of folks who could attend. And rather than it being just on one weekend under one tent, limited to 1,000 people, we literally took the tent off and opened it up to 365 days out of the year.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and folks at all levels can join anywhere in the world. And to join, it starts at a level of complimentary membership on up to the highest levels.
So what would be, as an example, for everyone listening, a complimentary membership, and you should all get one?
You should all get one, and that's one of the things I'm here to talk about, and I'm hoping that your followers and friends and fans will join in. They can go to our website, which is napavalley.wine or collectivenapavalley.org to learn more and to sign up. Starting at the complimentary level, they have access to some pretty fun Napa wine education programs, as well as invitations to various events and gatherings throughout the year. In addition to what we, the organization, will be hosting, our members, our wineries, 550 of them here in Napa Valley.
Quite amazing.
Will be putting on special offerings, special wine experiences, education sessions, etc., to offer to the collective members.
Quite exciting.
And one
you
of
didn't
the
mention
things,
the cost of it, though.
Well,
maybe we don't know yet.
Well, the cost starts at complimentary.
Yes.
There's a $1,000 membership, $5,000, and on up from there. And
well, that's great, though, because you're making it accessible in many ways, which I think is important. What I think of America is this democratic, phenomenal, accessible, fun, and excessive nation. So you go on both sides of the hemicycle. And that's important. And what triggered the word collective?
Collective is a beautiful word that my colleague Stacy Dolan came up with.
She's
Stacy,
brilliant.
who you know is brilliant.
I've been in love with her as well.
Good.
Not
well,
to you and I level.
Okay, well, you should have her come talk to you sometime because she's pretty dynamic. We were trying to find a word and a way to phrase this different approach, which is a collective of people,
yes,
whether it be the group of vintners in our community here coming together to do something and to welcome folks into our wine family here.
Yes.
The collective gathering of wine enthusiasts around the world, and the collection together of pooling our resources to do good. It's much more powerful rather than you just giving a single donation to a charitable endeavor. It's much more powerful to pool that money together with many other folks and make a much more meaningful difference around a community cause. And so collective encompasses many things.
I love it. And how and why has wine in America become such a catalyst of helping communities?
Isn't that a beautiful thing? I think because wine motivates people. I think because wine is fun. I think also because wine, and this is one of the beautiful things about collective, is it is something that intrigues people. They're maybe not quite sure about it yet. That's why we're offering experiences, packages, offerings for folks who are a novice all the way on up to a collector. And one of the things we have to talk about is the big event that's going to be here.
Is there a big event?
There is a big event.
Ooh,
and in
la.
order to...
Everything is always big with Linda Reiff.
No.
But before you go on the event, how does it feel to be such a phenomenal woman leading such a great organization? I want to go there because, dear friends, My grandmother's the best in the family. My mother, obviously, sister, wife, daughters. I'm surrounded with phenomenal ladies leaders. And I want you to touch on that, Linda, because I actually don't know.
You are a very lucky man to be surrounded by all of
Blessed.
those women.
And the wine we're drinking,
With all
made
those
by a
women.
woman, Stephanie
That's
Putnam.
right. And you have a very powerful spouse as well.
For sure.
Yes. And so you are completely surrounded by women. How did that happen? It took a lot of work over a lot of years, but I think it also has to do with how I grew up. I grew up in a house of all boys.
Really?
Yes. And in a farming family.
Where?
Over in Woodland, Yolo County, not far from here. I grew up on a farm where we grew all kinds of crops, and we also had an 80-acre wine grape vineyard and a small winery.
So you were with wine since birth, really?
Not since birth, but yes.
Close, with Mother Nature
and
since
I've always
birth.
loved wine, yes. But in terms of your question about what we do and how powerful the organization has become, I have not done it on my own. It takes a great group of colleagues to do it, and it takes a great group of vintners who volunteer their time and effort, who come together to make that all happen. And that's one of the most beautiful things that I love about Napa Valley is the passion and spirit of our vintner leaders who are willing to dig in, for example, on creating this new collective, saying goodbye to auction and let's come up with something new, right? Who are willing to dig in and work together and deliberate, debate, but have fun.
Yes.
Be innovative, exert some leadership. And I love that. I thrive on that. So it's been an absolute honor and pleasure to do my job. And I can't say, and I really can't take credit for it. It's a team effort with my colleagues as well as the vintner community.
So what about this big event? Let's have a toast on that.
Oh, well, thank you.
On a new format. And
it looks like you made a rosé.
Well, do you want me to show you that it could disappear quickly? Dear friends, look at that. Stephanie would not have been proud of me. Stephanie Putnam, our fabulous
Cheers to Stephanie.
Director of winemaking. Now it's a pure Chardonnay.
Good for you.
So it takes a lot to reinvent yourself. It takes a lot, and that's what I admire with America's spirits, American inventive minds, and American willingness to always do things differently. So you thought it was time. So 365 days, you heard the different levels of where you can actually participate to the best region of wine on the planet, with Burgundy, of course, and where we can make a difference. So what are the other activities we are planning here in Napa?
Well, one of the things we are bringing back that was the most favorite aspect of Auction Napa Valley is the barrel auction. The Barrel Futures auction, which we are absolutely thrilled to also announce that Jean-Charles and Gina are going to be the chairs of the event. It is going to occur June 2nd through 4th.
You'd better
Here at Raymond.
With Linda Reiff performing on stage with her Red Sox. But she might
think that's a part
have
of it.
long, beautiful tights.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Would you
happening.
promise me to do something that is unique outside of what you've ever done before?
Okay, I promise you that.
Dear
I promise
friends, you
that.
witness.
We'll have to figure out what that is. But I promise that. And you need to promise the same thing, but I don't think that'll be a hard promise for you.
Well, who knows? That I've never done. Ooh, what could that be? But I'm so glad you're doing this because we are thrilled, obviously, that you've honored Gina and I to be, with you, chairing this amazing event. But people want to get together. People want to be, energized by the power of wine, by this catalyst of energy, by this elixir that God, all the gods, whichever one you believe in, or all of them, gave us on earth to be able to bring us together.
And
in collective ways.
In collective ways. And the barrel auction, part of what people love about that is you get to taste wines literally from the barrel, pulled out of the barrel by the winemaker, standing at their barrel, taste the wine, decide if you're interested in and you believe in this wine's future, and put a bid in on it for a case of wine.
And you put a bid, I hear through your iPhone
Yes,
even.
you do.
Or telephone, right? So that's very cool.
You do. Well,
You're on the crisp of modern technology.
so we have an app that you
Yeah.
use for the bidding. I should
Cool.
also mention that for all of our collective endeavors, as well as the other auctions that the Napa Valley Vintners host, we're really thrilled to be partnering with Sotheby's. That's another new thing. This year we announced it that we will partner with them for 3 years. So they will be helping us
That's right.
with the auction elements, including the power of that app and the bidding and what have you. So we're bringing someone else to the table. They've got a lot of fantastic collectors and enthusiasts as well. So that's building the community
That's right.
here. It's broadening the folks who will be coming to Napa Valley or buying Napa Valley wines and meanwhile joining in philanthropic causes.
And I need to tell you, dear friends, having been part of Burgundy for personally even for over 35 years now, I was 15 when I started in the Hospice de Beaune. It was a dream for us to build an auction house, which is a different one, but still brought an amazing spectrum and a different clientele and a new opening to different parts of the world where people can actually bid live at 20,000 miles away. And I understand Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, and a few others like Elon Musk will be in space. Would you allow them to bid too?
Absolutely, they can bid.
Excellent. And all the Martian aliens and third party that we don't know could do that too.
As long as they're good for it and we get their credit card, we'll take the bid.
And Linda is very good at that. Your credit needs to be impeccable. Well, tell us what you're thinking about this wine, because many friends of ours always think Napa Valley's only red wines.
No. How dare them?
So,
Well, Cabernet is definitely king in Napa Valley, but Chardonnay is the queen. She is second to Cabernet.
or first and Cabernet second.
Well, I mean,
man is always number two in our society.
In terms of the acreage and in terms of the wine produced, Chardonnay is our second most important variety in Napa Valley. And I think Stephanie has once again knocked it out of the park. This is fantastic.
Well, and we wanted you to taste Generation, which is a tiny allocated wine. And why? Because of the generations of what you represent. When we think about the beginning of California, dear friends, it's very recent. Buena Vista, 1857. Charles Krug, who worked there, 4 years later, create in 1861 Charles Krug Winery. And here we are. Before we had the missions, but really noble grape variety is 165, 70 years ago.
We're a very young region in the greater world of wine. With the old world, we're very young. However, we've got generations here. We have fourth generation winemakers.
And how do you account such a success in Napa Valley, Linda, in such a short period of time?
Wow, in such a short period of time. I think it has to do with the American spirit, which you were talking about earlier, the go, 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 to innovate, to not rest on your laurels. And I think California in particular is that. California, where dreams are made, the land of opportunity, the Golden State. And then Napa Valley is the epitome of that, especially here, right? I think in particular, if you choose to grow grapes and make wine in Napa Valley, you're going to excel. You're going to continue to innovate. You're going to continue to learn. You have to.
Yes.
Napa Valley is America's great wine region.
And in the world, the word that you've used, collective, there's a word that is collect. Why should our friends from around the world collect Napa Valley wines?
Oh my gosh. So why should they collect Napa Valley wines? Napa Valley wines age beautifully. You can, and our opportunities to purchase them will be through the collective, as well as we have another auction, the Library Wine Auction. Just not that long ago, I heard someone was able to enjoy some of the wines from Robert Mondavi Winery from the 1960s, and they said they were absolutely outstanding, remarkable, fantastic. When we celebrated the 75th anniversary of the Napa Valley Vintners, we allowed vintners to bring wines from as far back as they could to showcase the decades. And I remember that Mondavi family brought some wines from the 1940s from Charles Krug. They were amazing.
That's right.
So I think it's an opportunity to, quite frankly, it's a lot easier to access some older wines from Napa Valley, and it's perhaps at a more value price point than it is from some other regions in the world. So it's a great opportunity through any of the auctions to collect.
And for you, as a phenomenal leader in Napa Valley, what makes you vibrate so much to do what you do so well every day? Question for Linda Reiff.
It's just my natural, it's just me. I vibrate. I'm a yellow energy person.
Yes.
I'm very positive. It's just who I am.
And very high energy at the same time.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And high frequency.
Yes, I think you're the same way.
Well, what is so important, dear friends, is we hear and we travel from Bordeaux to Burgundy to Northern Rhone to Champagne to Barolo region and many other phenomenal places. I need to tell you, I've made this place, this amazing terroir as well, my home, because I feel we just started. Mm-hmm. And Linda, you've helped define the AVA of Napa Valley. And you craft with the vintners the future map of Napa Valley. And I'm going to ask a big question to Linda because I inherited all the maps of Burgundy. I was born and I continued a vision. I did not challenge the vision as much as I would like, except within our vineyards, because it's already pre-established from the 30s, from the 19th century, 18th century, 17th century. What is to come in Napa Valley that you think is going to be something very special for the future?
I think that this valley in particular is going to showcase to the world how to be leaders in terms of stewardship of land and natural resources, and the natural resources include human resources. We are leaders in that, and I think we are already showing the world that that is something that is a part of the greater context of stewardship. And I think there's more to come. And I think, again, going back to collective, the money we raise there is going to go directly into those endeavors in community health and children's education. And also, there's something coming a little later this year where we will be venturing into another area, again, to care for holistically this extraordinary place, Napa Valley.
Yeah. And the big takeaway, again, as always, is an amazing community creates amazing things, and really magnify the energy of everyone to, go beyond what they can do and what they think they can do. And I really can tell you, at any stratification of the society, people are energized in Napa Valley. And this is as well thanks to what you do, from the farm workers, from the vineyards, to everyone part of this community. There's an energy. How do you create such an energy? Many regions that I'm part of, from Burgundy to Rhone to Southern Rhone to south of France, Champagne and others, ask me, how do they do it? What's the recipe?
Don't tell them. No, I'm kidding.
I say, call Linda Reiff.
No. As I said, it comes from the spirit of the people who are here. It is not just me. It is everyone who is here and chooses to be here. Napa Valley is known as the wine capital of the United States.
Yes.
It's known as the best. We have something very precious, very rare here, and we are going to only be the best stewards that we can and only make it better. We are so committed to this place. And I think that I want to go back to, and I'm sorry, but I have to come back to collective, because
as long as you finish your white wine,
that is a way.
I could give you the reds
That
of
is
Napa.
a way for people to be a part of it, to join in. They can join in virtually, but we hope they will also come visit us here and actually experience what we're talking about right now, which is the vibrancy and the energy of the place, whether it be in the wineries and the wines that we're making and the passion of our winemakers, or the great hospitality at our hotels and our restaurants here. I mean, it is just off the charts. In addition, gorgeous, a gorgeous place to be. And from all of that, how can you not have that energy? How can you not have that enthusiasm? I feel very lucky to live here and work here. It's an absolute honor and pleasure. And I think that when people come here, that's why it was recently named, and it continues to get named as, one of the most desirable places in the world to visit and one of the most desirable places to live.
So, last wine.
Uh-oh.
I know
I can't down it.
You knew you could finish, but maybe there's another glass. Yes, we know you have to drink in crystal.
Okay.
Linda Reiff not drinking out of Baccarat would not be right.
I hate to tell you what I drink out of at home.
Well, directly out of the bottle. That's what you've been seeing.
So what is this wine?
Well, this is Generation, and this is the ultimate of what the Raymond family started. And I think what is important, and I would like you to touch on that if possible, as many people are contemplating joining the collectives, and all of you for very little amount can be part of Napa Valley. The wine world is the hardest part of any business to be part of, because you actually need significant amount of money, because it's real estate, it's winemaking, it's inventory, it's this and that. You can be part of the Energy of Napa for very little. I want to ask you a question that you've never been asked.
Uh-oh.
Besides your beautiful blue eyes, do they come from your mother or your father, or both?
They come from my dad, but a little both, but mainly from my dad.
So lucky. Ooh la la. Now, what has not yet been done in Napa Valley, besides what you just described, the collective, the 365 days, the fabulous events we're going to have here from June 2nd and 4th of this year, and hopefully every year, because you committed that every year Raymond will be hosting it.
I don't think I heard that. Did you guys hear that? We are thrilled to be coming here, but we are not going to impose year after year.
No, we want to share.
So cheers.
But
cheers.
What do you think ought to happen in addition to what we haven't talked about that will be a great inspiration for generation to come?
For generations to come, I think that there is still a lot that we can do for the children in our community, whether it be children in giving them a better chance at life, which starts at a very, very young age.
Yes.
And I think we've only begun to scratch the surface there. I think a lot of focus around philanthropy and those sorts of things is around healthcare, and especially right now, given everything going on.
Yes.
But believing in the future and talking about those generations, and not just generations of kids who are in the wine business, but the generations of everybody from all aspects of the community. And I think there's more to do. And I think, I already know that we are talking about some things and working on some things and some initiatives that we hope to undertake here that could be a model to help show the world and give some examples of what possibly could be done and inspire other regions.
And America is the model. We cannot just always rely on governments or public institutions to do what we need to see happen in our community. We need to take the community into our hands and craft it for the future generation. And I really believe it's always the big dialogue between Europe and the US as far as how do you do it in the US in such a form. And I'm very always impressed of that. So as one of the last questions, Linda, what are to you, through the auctions over the years, that 200 million, what have been the 3 or 4 key dramatic achievement that you've done for Napa Valley that the world should
First and foremost, it has to be Olay Health.
Yes.
Olay Health was started by a group of vintners and growers as a way to care for the farm workers in the community. That small organization has now grown so much that 1/3 of the population, not just farm workers, but children and people not working in the industry or affiliated with it at all, receive all of their medical care through Olay Health. And there's a gorgeous new facility. They actually have facilities all the way throughout Napa County now. It used to be a very small clinic, and now actually the most state-of-the-art healthcare facilities, Olay Health has them. We are very proud. $40 million has gone to Olay Health. It provides...
Which is amazing.
It is amazing because it provides complimentary medical care. It also accepts health insurance, but if someone doesn't have health insurance or if someone doesn't have proof of it or even proof of residency, they can get medical care there. There's also eye care, dental care, and many other things. So Olay Health is one example.
Well, and I'm so glad. I was hoping. I studied in this country, dear friends, as a foreign citizen. You show up in a hospital, you have something acute, which needs immediate attention, and you don't get treatment because you don't have a lofty insurance or card that proves that you can afford it, and you have issues and aftermath from it is absolutely unacceptable.
Right.
So I'm delighted that you triggered this amazing...
So that would be one. The other would be we helped start, gave the initial $1 million and then have continued to fund this for many years. It's called the Children's Health Initiative.
Yeah.
And that was to make sure that every child in Napa County had health coverage.
That's right.
Which, yes, unfortunately, you do need here in the United States. That has done so well, it's now expanded and is the Community Health Initiative, which provides access to health care coverage for anyone here. So that would be another one. And I think a third one that really resonates with folks are the Boys and Girls Clubs. Mm-hmm. The Boys and Girls Clubs, which are in American Canyon, St. Helena, Napa, and Calistoga, all the way to American Canyon. I'm sorry. There are 4 of these clubs. And it provides a place for kids to be, not just after school, but during the summers or when there is no school, all kinds of programs, whether it be leadership development, tutoring, physical education programs. I think the Boys and Girls Clubs would be the third.
I love it. So when you think about the Napa Valley Vintners, just to talk about wine is a very limited view of what the vintners do, because to be a vintner, you influence an entire community. Again, and I'm purposely repeating it, as a vintner, you need everyone in the community to be part of it. And you've done so well at that, Linda. I'm shivering of excitement. I already want to be excessive with you.
Oh my God. Well, that's not happening, but I am so thrilled to have been here.
I tried to publicly propose.
Finally, and I thank you so much for having me, and I cannot wait for the barrel auction to be held here in June and to see what you and Gina and your team has planned. And again, I invite everyone to join Collective Napa Valley. You can at the complimentary level, but go online, napavalley.wine or collectivenapavalley.org. and learn more about it, sign up, be a part of this movement, and there's a place at the table for you. We invite you, be a part of Collective Napa Valley, and have fun, enjoy wine, and then do good things, take care of the community.
Beautiful statement, and remember, Napa Valley is inclusive, and this is the perfect demonstration of it. Everybody is welcome at the table.
Absolutely. Cheers.
To Linda Reiff.
No, to Collective Napa Valley. Thank you.